Welcome everyone. Coach Sandy B here. It is New Year Eve 2025. We are at the final day of this year. And I hope you are feeling encouraged, you are feeling grateful, you are feeling excited because it has been a interesting year with all the different changes, challenges, obstacles. We've made it. We've made it to the last day of this year. And so that is worth celebrating. That is worth being excited about. That is worth our time in taking some time to reflect and to think about this moment. Think about the transitions, not rush, but take the time to really acknowledge that we survived some pretty difficult things this year. When you think about a word that you would use to describe this year, what comes to mind for you? There are so many things I can think about. I was in a mastermind meeting this morning, and one of the ladies mentioned being grateful. And she talked about realizing that even in the challenges and the obstacles that we face, we can choose to be grateful. And that is a great word when you think about this year, gratefulness. When I think of this year, it required for me to surrender. See, a lot of times I want to feel as if I'm in control of everything. And this year reminded me that I had to surrender. So when you think about this year and all the things you've experienced and all the things you've been through, take some time to think about a word that would describe the year for you. It helps to frame all the different experiences, good or bad or ugly, but it allows for you to think about what you've been through and how you can move forward with intention. I am so excited to be able to use my voice in such unique ways. And this year was about stretching. When I reflect on 2025, this whole year reminded me and allowed for me to stretch. And I talked quite a lot about it in my lives, whether on this platform or on the TikTok platform or on my podcasts. And this season, it stretched me in ways that I didn't plan for. The ways that I was stretched was not on my vision board for this year, but it allowed for me to go further than I thought I could. And a lot of times that's what we are having to decide for ourselves. Are we going to stay where we are? Or are we going to stretch ourselves? Are we going to move? We talked about stretching but not breaking, because if you break, that means you're overwhelmed. That means you're putting too much weight on yourself. But if you allow for yourself to stretch a little each quarter, move further towards your goals, you would see that you were able to do some things that you didn't think you can do. And so that's what I found this year for myself. It allowed for me to go further and it allowed for me to grow. And in growing, you experience discomfort because you always don't feel like doing the things you know you need to do. But through that discomfort, you are able to understand that it is for your good. So when you can frame your mind and remember why you're doing the things you're doing, and we talked about that a lot this year, it can help you to move forward. When I think about stretching myself, it looked like signing up for a 12-week course with a for women entrepreneurs. That's not something that I originally signed up for. And let me tell you, those 12 weeks were vigorous. So I had to make room in my already pretty busy schedule to accommodate the studying and the coursework required for it. But I am grateful to let you know that I was able to complete it. And so allowing myself to be pushed in that way, learning new things, expanding my knowledge of AI, collaborating with other coaches, and putting myself out there, speaking engagements, being a guest on multiple podcasts, which is something that I have been slow to do for a number of years now, but this year I decided to stretch myself, and I'm glad I did because it showed me that I can go further. What were you able to stretch yourself with this year? Whatever it is, I want you to take some time to think about it, to reflect on it. If you so choose, share with me in the comments how you were able to stretch yourself. Maybe you learned a new skill. I have a client who took up pickleball and absolutely loves it. She's so excited to be doing it. So, what are you doing differently? This year, I had an opportunity to go camping as an adult. I've been camping years ago when I was younger, but to go camping with my husband, with other people, I absolutely loved it. So, how are you showing up and doing things that you've never done before? Because this year allowed for us to, if you took the opportunities to stretch yourself and to show up consistently. So we talked a lot about that and talked a lot about balancing our time and acknowledging that challenges are coming left and right, but we can choose to not allow for things to drain us. The thing is, growth does not always feel like progress in the actual moment that you're in it. There were so many times this year where it felt really frustrating. I felt really despondent and concerned about how I was going to move forward. But I can look back and see where, because I continued to move forward, even when I didn't have all the answers, and I continued to believe and show up, I saw the progress. I saw where I've moved the envelope. I saw where I've achieved the things I needed to. When I look at my vision board in front of me and I see all the things that I was able to accomplish, being able to interview 50 people. This was a big goal for me this year because I've not done it in one podcast in a year to interview 50 people. And I can tell you, I have exceeded that goal, which is super exciting for me because I want to move with intention. And by taking the opportunities to stretch myself in this way, I am seeing the results of it because these amazing guests that I've had on the show that I'm continuing to publish episodes from, they are inspiring and they are doing the work. The question is, are you doing the work? Are you willing to show up and be intentional for your wins? I've been able to acquire new clients this year that have signed up to really hone in on the work they desire to do. And I feel encouraged and inspired to do so because I know it comes from me showing up and being consistent and being aware of how I'm moving each day. What am I doing? How am I showing up? How am I making sure I'm reaching the people that need to hear the message? So when you think about growth, we must understand that growth doesn't always feel like progress when you're right in the moment. But if you could choose to show up, choose to believe, choose to have faith, and know that each step you're taking is a step closer to your goals, you will be able to see the fruits of your labor. Let's think about what stretched you the most this year. Take some time to write down. I've been encouraging everyone to journal because a lot of times we are experiencing things and dealing with things, and we may find ourselves overthinking or complaining or even going on social media and just sharing all this information. But I would challenge you, what if you decided to keep a journal? And in this journal, you write down how you're feeling each day. And it's not for you, simple journal. It's not for you to necessarily share with anyone, but it's for you to get those thoughts and those feelings out. And so I want you to take some time to do this. If you have a journal, maybe now's a good time for you to get one, but allow for yourself to take some time, and it doesn't have to be fancy. You just have to get, you can get a simple plain notebook. It's about consistently writing how you're feeling and identifying what's moving you, what's causing you concern, what's frustrating you. And it's a good exercise to take the time to write down daily how you're feeling and then review it. Think about what you're going through. Think about what you were experiencing in that time, because sometimes in the heat of what we're dealing with, it can be very emotional. And so if you take the time to write it down and just leave it, you can go back and look at it when you are more calm and you can identify truly what is occurring. So, allowing yourself to write down and then think about what is it that you're feeling in the moment. So, I want you to answer this question for yourself. What stretched you the most this year? Think about what stretched you and then take some time to write it down. It will be helpful for you to think about how you were able to move in that stretching and what you learned in that season. And so this year is all about shedding. Did you feel like you were letting go of some things, shedding some things? And when you're letting go intentionally, you're doing so to create something new. So when you are shedding things this year, maybe you're shedding old habits and an old employer, old expectations, roles, and versions of yourself. You're shedding with the thought of becoming something new, becoming someone new. And so when you think about life, it's a journey. I like to tell my clients that and my listeners on the 90 Day Wins podcast. So you can choose on this journey to decide that you're growing, you're elevating, you're learning. So there's always going to be opportunity for you to change and grow into the person you desire to be, the newest version of yourself. So you must understand that in shedding, it's not failure, it's about alignment. And you are aligning to the things that truly are for you. Because a lot of times we get caught up in the noise of life and things and what we're expected to do. And that will leave us defeated and frustrated and holding on. That's an old system of thinking. I must do this because I must do this because so and so says so. But what do you really desire? One of the podcasts that I was a guest on this year, I had the opportunity to be a little vulnerable and share how I'm changing and I'm evolving and how I'm being true to myself and making sure I'm honoring the boundaries that I set for myself. So when you are thinking about shedding in this year, this 2025, what no longer serves you? What old systems are you letting go of? You want to make sure you are identifying these things so you won't have them blocking your new wins that are coming your way. You want to be able to understand that there are going to be moments where you're feeling grief. There are also going to be moments where you are feeling relief, and they can be happening at the same time. But you must remember, you cannot carry the old into the new and expect different results. So if you want different, you got to do different. You got to let go of some of that baggage. You know that Erica Badu song, Bag Lady? You gotta let go of those baggage. You gotta let go of the things that are no longer serving you. Thank you so much for being here. Those of you that are here joining me live, or those of you that are catching the replay, when you think about this new season, this new year, 2026, you wanna make sure that you are not carrying into this year the same things. You must be willing to let go of the old and embrace the new and expect different results. And it's important that you understand you want to anticipate this new becoming, this new season that you have. When you are looking forward with intention, you are building that excitement, and that helps keep you grounded, right? And that keeps you away from feeling chaotic. There's a difference between hope and preparation. So you want to take the time to be prepared and excited and anticipating what you want to accomplish. So when you are being hopeful, you know that There's something that's going to work out for you. You're believing that the things are working out for you, but you're also doing the work in preparation for it. So when you are anticipating your energy and your action, this is what helps you continue to be consistent and do the work. When you don't have excitement, when you're not looking forward to the things you get to do, well, guess what? You will lose that vigor to continue to move forward, and then that structure fades. So you want to ask yourself, what are you most excited to create or experience next? What are you looking forward to doing? I have a client who's learning how to sew, and we are talking together because I'm learning how to sew too, and so we have all these amazing projects that we're preparing to work on. What are you doing to find some enjoyment in your life? Maybe you're planning that trip that you've been talking about for some time. Do the things you know will bring you joy. Prepare and be excited for that new season. There are some exciting things coming. I'm collaborating with some amazing coaches, and I am looking forward to the transformation that is occurring with my coaching clients. When you understand that you can choose to create the experiences you want and you can be excited about that, it changes your whole mindset when you think about the future because you're anticipating something exciting. So you don't have time to be fearful and anxiety filled, worrying about the future because you are actively preparing and excited for it. Let me talk to you about what I've learned about winning and how it can shift your mindset. I want you to understand that wins do not happen in isolation. They happen when you are working in coordination with other people to achieve what it is you want to accomplish. I've noticed patterns when wins happen faster, and they happen when you are in communication with other people who are helping you on your journey. When you are free to communicate and share in an environment where you know that your questions will be answered, when you are allowing yourself to be around the people that help you, what happens is you are able to accelerate your wins and you are able to do so with accountability. And that is what it's all about. This is why accountability is so critical to your success because it helps you change your behavior, cultivate the habits that will help you be successful. So, being a part of a community helps sharpen your focus and build that consistent work ethic that you are looking for and you are desiring in order to achieve your wins. This is why I make sure I align myself with people who are doing just that, who are showing up, who are helping sharpen each other, and who are promoting growth from within, learning and growing together, like the Every Dot Black community that I'm part of, like my Win Collective community that I created because I want to make sure that the people that are willing to do the work, the goal getters, the people who are ready to monetize their passion, they have a space where they can do the work, where they can ask the questions, where they can work in community. You got to understand that motivation is temporary, but community creates momentum. So, are you ready for momentum? This is why I built the Will Win Collective on school because I know there has to be purpose behind the space that you're in. And this was not created for noise or for numbers. See, I have all these people that follow me all over social media. So it's different than that. It's where we come together and we build and we grow, and I'm able to give you a more deeper engagement where we do the work together. There's no noise, no numbers. This is just how the last 3 months I've been cultivating this space intentionally. So, if you're ready to come and be a part of a community where we're growing and building together, where we are not complaining about what's going on. We are actually being the change makers. I invite you to come to the Win Collective on School and be a part of what we got going on because we are winning together. This space is where people manage their wins and they chase something bigger than goals. They are building legacy. This daily showing up, daily presence, daily clarity and accountability. This is how we win. This is a workroom. It's not a highlight reel. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up and saying, I want to commit to the work that I know I can do. So when you think about what happens inside the WIN community, we have these daily check-ins that help keep us grounded and help keep us accountable. We have classrooms where you can be a part of a journey, whether you're trying to just get started 7 days. I love the 7 day stint because it helps you get focused. The first 7 days, you come in, you decide to be a part of it. You do little actions each day to help get you in the habit of taking action for your wins, not anyone else's, for yours. And so it's a perfect time for you to sign up today for the Win Collective because you can start this new year on a sprint. Focus and engage to get your win. 7 days for you to engage and build that momentum that will keep you going throughout the 90 days because we're focused on winning together. So sign up and start. It's never too late for you to sign up and commit to do the work for your wins. And I'm here to help you on your journey. As a chief goal getter with 90 Day Wins coaching and podcast, I believe every 90 days you can move with intention to achieve a new goal. So I just completed a big goal, over 50 podcast interviews. Got it done. I'm so excited. Now to the next goal, now to the next thing. This is it. You take some time, you regroup, you talk about what worked, what didn't work. I've learned a lot by interviewing 50 people, the things I would do differently, what I would change. I'm looking to bring on other people to help me on the team. What are you willing to do in this season? Because the opportunities are truly endless, but you've got to be willing to commit. You've got to be willing to do the work and you've got to decide that it's time for you to move from being stuck to clear. You are able to get support in the Win Collective community without coddling, a place to pause, plan, and to execute. So the question is, what kind of support do you need to win in your next 90 days? Let me know. Send me a message, leave a comment in the chat. I want to know what you need help with because I know either I can help you or I can connect you with someone that can because goal getters are always looking for opportunities to win and grow. And so let's win together. It's never too late. There's no pressure, just an invitation for you to come be a part of this journey, the Win Collective. This is where we choose to prepare and do the work. Community is a tool and it's not a crutch. You want to show up daily, my friends, and walk alongside the community where we are winning together. So if you're ready to stop doing this alone, this space is for you. Remember, this year has been a year that has stretched us, a year that has allowed for us to shed what no longer serves us. So you can choose to be excited because you've grown in this season. And you must remember to trust your voice as you move forward. Know that you are the one who can make the most change in your life to get you to those goals you desire to achieve. We win in community and we grow with intention. So get your wins, goal getter. I'm Coach Sandy V, and it has been a interesting year, but we're just getting started. We've shed the old, and now we're moving forward with anticipation, intentional movement to an exciting future. Let's win together, goal getters.